PNM MPs tell Beetham we've experienced poverty. PNM's poverty pretense nothing but red tricks. When PNM MPs stand before the people of Beetham and claim we've experienced poverty, it rings hollow and reeks of political hypocrisy. These are the same individuals who sat comfortably in government from 2015 to 2025, overseeing a decade in which thousands of vulnerable citizens, particularly poor black communities, slipped deeper into hardship and despair. Let's talk facts. When Kamla Persad Bisesar demitted office in 2015, the percentage of black citizens living below the poverty line stood at 17.3%, a notable reduction from the 19.8% under her administration. Under the very same PNM officials now pretending to understand struggle, that number skyrocketed to a staggering 26.3%. The highest in Trinidad and Tobago's history. So when these PNM MPs show up in Beetham or Laventille with false empathy and photo ops, the people should ask, where were you when we were suffering? The answer, nowhere to be found. They have no moral authority to speak about poverty, especially to the very people their policies have left behind. This isn't compassion, it's calculated deception. It's yet another chapter in the PNM's handbook of red tricks, designed to mislead, distract, and cling to power at the expense of the very communities they claim to care about. The people of Trinidad and Tobago deserve truth, not political theater. They've seen the track record and they won't be fooled again. As they lamented the termination of the jobs of CPEP, forestry, and other workers, several opposition MPs said they too had experienced poverty in their early lives, in a seeming bid to express empathy with the now unemployed workers, which the opposition has estimated to be 20,000 individuals. They spoke at a PNM rally at Beetham Community Center, Port of Spain, on July 10th, headed by opposition leader Penelope Beckles. Laventille West MP Karim Marcel, who was heartily hailed by Beckles and other speakers for becoming an attorney despite his humble upbringing, testified that as a boy, when he did not have money to go to school, it was the Beetham Gardens community that had sent him to school. He said he had many relatives and neighbors who earned their livelihood from CPEP. St. Anne's East MP and former Education Minister Dr. Nian Gadsby Dolly said that when she had to start off in school, her mother had to pawn her wedding ring to get money to buy a school uniform for her. Dolly said that same uniform had to last her throughout her school years, with successive seamstress alterations rather than her family being able to constantly be buying her new uniforms. When I passed common entrance the Friday before school started in September, my mother pawned her wedding ring to buy me a school uniform. If I ain't have the uniform, don't talk for the books, right? I wore that uniform for 5 years of SAGS, St. Augustine Girls High School. 5 years, that one uniform. So today I felt heavy today because I understand what it feels like. Beckles, an attorney who is MP for Arima, testified that she had grown up in a home that lacked electricity and a pipe-borne supply of water. Opposition Senator Dr. Amory Brown, a former Diego Martin Central MP and former Foreign Affairs Minister, related an enthralling story of student poverty he had coped with when studying to become a medical doctor. Spelling out the abbreviation KFC one letter at a time, he said the fast food franchise had been his employer, and in this had helped him making it through medical school financially. I am proud of it, he shouted, saying many PNM MPs had come from humble backgrounds. Now, of course, I wasn't telling many of my schoolmates what I was doing as a side job. He recalled a hilarious incident when he was a KFC delivery driver when he was called out on a delivery to a certain address. As I opened the door, I realized it was a student group of my classmates who had ordered dinner and who was coming to deliver. Young Amory Brown with a bag of hot KFC. While Brown admitted to the PNM crowd the discomfort he had felt at that time, he said in retrospect he realized he should not have felt bad for earning an honest dollar. Several politicians had previously spoke about their humble upbringings. Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bisesar has spoken often about going to school without being able to afford shoes and then having to be a waitress at age 16 when she had gone to England to study. Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley also recalled his days as a barefoot schoolchild in Tobago, raised on his grandfather's small farm. Former Prime Minister, the late Patrick Manning, had spoken of having to go to school not in a boy's shirt, but rather in the hand-me-down blouse of an older sister, when an altered collar being inadequate to disguise the garment's origins and spare him from teasing.